Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News. Please remember to like the video and make sure that you are still subscribed. This video is just going to be a little bit of a grab bag of things. There are so many stories to cover. Right now I'm doing like 2 videos a day. I think I might up it to 3 because I'm just not catching all the stories I want to catch. And I just can't catch up. Not ever. Not no way. Not no how. So some just random stuff real quick. I just wanted to show you this. I was going to show you guys this the other day, but so a few weeks ago when I uploaded some videos, these were uploaded but not public yet. And here's the views. Whoever the guys at YouTube were watching my video, 10 views on this one, 7, not like 1 or 2. Like they were watching this video, or somebody was watching this video. And the really interesting thing was, as soon as they got published, they went away. The views went away. So, and this is actually coincides with when like they started really squashing the views on my videos. I know for a fact that they're just not counting the views, or not counting them for a really long time, for weeks, or maybe just not ever. They're just like holding them at a certain place. I am not being paranoid. Here's a comment. No, that's not a comment. Where's my comment? Here's a comment from Rudolph Margenius. Just so you know, I've had to resubscribe to your channel 3 times today. So you must be doing a lot of truth telling in order for them to suppress your channel like this. That's something to be proud of. I recommend checking out Richard Heidenberg, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they're messing with my videos. And so since I've been telling people to make sure that they're subscribed, all of a sudden my subscriptions have gone up, which is, why does this matter? I know it may seem like vanity or like I care about who's watching. The thing is that when you work really hard on something and you put in a lot of work and you see 0 return, or, or you see things just not progressing, or, you even feel like maybe people aren't watching anymore, or you're losing people, or you're losing audience or whatever. And you start to feel like, oh, am I doing something? Is this, and all of that. So all of this is intentional. That's why all the social media sites, including YouTube, run these algorithms on people so that, if you are saying stuff that they don't want you to say, they try to make you feel like you're doing something wrong in order to get you to change your story. Or this is even more subversive or more psychological, to get you to censor yourself, right? So, if I talk about these things over here, I get demonetized. Every time I talk about this thing, I don't really get that many views. It's a little psychological game that they play with you to try to make you, to see if maybe you'll change your ways. I notice when I don't say this, I get a whole lot more views. If I just shut my mouth and don't tell the truth, or don't say what I mean to say. Anyways, for all the people running climate change channels, you're in the right place when you're not getting any views or not getting any subscribers, because that kind of truth is just too much to bear. Speaking of telling the truth, this is funny because remember the other day I did a video on Tulsi Gabbard talking about 9/11. Jimmy Dore does a video about the exact same story and uses the exact same Huffington Post story that I posted about the smear, how she floats conspiracy theories. Super interesting. I'm sure it's just happenstance because whatever. I mean, anybody doing the story would draw those same, would tell the story and draw, use that as evidence of what the mainstream media is doing to Tulsi. This is an interesting video though, because he actually interviews Tulsi Gabbard, and they go into a little more depth and detail and insight. So I'm going to link this below if you want to watch this, just to get a little more. Yet another story coming out today is that the lawyers for Tulsi Gabbard have written the 2016 party nominee Hillary Clinton demanding a retraction of her comment, saying she is the favorite candidate of Russia. Your statement is defamatory, and we demand that you retract it immediately. Lawyers for the Hawaii Democrat wrote Clinton. Gabbard's campaign sent out the letter on Monday, weeks after Clinton's initial comment caused a stir and prompted furious pushback and fundraising by Gabbard. Gabbard has actually gone up in the polls. She was, around 2 or 3, and now she's up around 5 or 6. She's gaining. She's, I wouldn't say she's close behind Pete Buttigieg, but she's, she's starting to take the mantle of like a solid 5th, which is, whatever. But people have been, Bernie Sanders was at like 2% at this time in the race in 2015. And he came on and came up very, very strongly. I'm not saying that I think that Tulsi Gabbard is going to win the presidency, but she is, the things that she's talking about and the visibility that she's gained and the, the minds she's blowing with her presidential run, I think are worthy of attention. That is all. Andrew Yang, I think, is also worthy of attention, because these people have something to say. And something of value to bring to the table other than tired corporate centrism. So another thing I wanted to talk about is this. This is... Sorry, I'm going to get my face out of the way. This is frightening. Chukchi sea ice. You don't... I don't know what more I can say about this, but because if you just look at the graph, all you need to do is look at the graph. We are right now at this time of the year at an all-time low for sea ice in the Chukchi Sea. We've been at a low the entire year. Looked like it actually was doing a little better in September and October than other years. But it is very slow to regain the ice in the Chukchi Sea. And, the signs, the evidence keeps building that feedbacks are kicking in and that we might see a bit of an escalation in the progress of climate change. We're seeing methane seeping out of the Arctic at very, very high levels. Sea ice is slow to recover, extremely slow to recover. If the Arctic sea ice or a lot of the sea ice followed this path through the winter, what does next summer look like? How close are we to a blue ocean event? And what does that mean about our immediate future? A long-term future, may not even be in play if we are seeing, immediate, drastic effects or extreme, climate change, rearing its ugly head. This, of course, is what happens in a, grand solar minimum. Nah, not really. That's scary. And lastly, in this video, I want to read a couple of viewer comments because I always want to read the viewer comments, and I don't, it's just I have a little time and many things to cover, and so I often forget to stick them in the videos. So, but these are two recent comments I wanted to read. One, first from Ken Lundgren. I rather like this comment. He said, I fail to see how it's possible to make it to a new global geopolitical order of a democratic world republic or global popular sovereignty that I see as necessary that also cultivates a localized carbon footprint and eliminates national boundaries simultaneously. That sufficiently meets the requirement of the world to unite as one against climate change and the promotion of a sustainable carbon drawdown of compassionately just degrowth and steady state efficiency and totally renewable energy. It has to happen. It'll never happen. And if it does happen, it's sure not to happen in time. Notwithstanding a global uprising of some kind by miraculously enlightened masses, which is not happening. I don't know. I beg to differ. There is a global uprising, and it is happening. Or is it by miraculously enlightened masses? I don't know, but it's pretty massive. If you want to start counting the states in which the plebes are fighting back or starting to raise their voices against the ruling class. Notwithstanding a global uprising of some kind by miraculously enlightened masses, which is not happening, the opposite trend seems to be prevailing and gaining. So near-term human extinction is inevitable. We are so fucked. That's a lot of what the evidence, I think, points to for many people. Lastly, I want to end with Marty McCorkle. Listen, guys, this Marty McCorkle is comedy gold. I really enjoy it. I could read his comments every single day. He usually leaves something pretty juicy in the comment section. And this is a recent one of many that I have in my inbox that I could read you, but I'm going to read this one and maybe another short one. The fact that we intelligent and energetic humans, Heil humans, have left pollination to mere insects is the epitome of folly. Insects are unreliable, especially when we intelligent humans poison them while we change a region's vegetation through human greenhouse gases. One cannot rely upon insects to stay informed on our pesticides and our greenhouse Earth project, which are both very human and therefore very well thought out. Praise humans. Besides, insect pollinators have been stealing jobs from human pollinators for decades, if not longer. These key green jobs are best performed by qualified human professionals, and insects need not apply. We humans are far more intelligent than to let natural processes run consistently, but not at a profit to our pantheon of living gods, the 1%. We humans are so super smart that I sometimes amaze myself. I was able to pull the olive out of my martini glass without getting my fingers wet because a wet steering wheel can be dangerous, especially on the freeway. Show me an insect who can do that, even if they had fingers. In your faces, small, insignificant insects. Excuse me. In fact, we humans are so smart that we continue to multiply and eat the planet up like children inhaling an unguarded wedding cake, and we turn Earth into something unlivable for us humans. Insects could not pull that trick off, even if they tried, which they won't because insects are lazy, unlike us, very busy humans. Does an insect put in 60 hours a week? I think not, hence their precarious situation. Fewer insects mean we humans are winning, although insect apologists insist we are actually the biggest losers the planet has ever seen. Greenhouse Earth, here we come, and sorry insects, but you are not invited on the march to the human retirement party. We won't march with a goose step because it's too much like a bird, another inferior life form to us very intelligent and powerful humans. Instead, we will take time to step on ants with our human supremacist boots to make us feel very big. Heil humans, praise humans. May we have a human Reich that lives 1,000 months, because longer than that looks laughably unlikely, even to the most indoctrinated human supremacists among us. Ever hear of insectinity? Yet humanity is flat fact, probably, winning, or maybe losing. But we are driving over the cliff of collapse with hardly a bug on the windshield, which is a great human accomplishment. We are number one, though the planet is expelling us like a big number two. Now I find a butterfly and spray it with Raid in a fervor of humanism. Ooh, that's good stuff. Oh, where's this last one I wanted to read from? Marty had a very short poem. And another entry by Marty McCorkle. We're not what's arriving, we're what is leaving. We're not the flower, we're its forgotten bud. Not the freshly hatched, but the discarded shell. Earth wove us into her living gown, yet we acted like a greedy burglar, prompting Earth to discard her tattered dress. Before our dimming eyes, Earth sews a newly beautiful gown. To that I say, thank you, Martin McCorkle. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.